Hola everyone, it's the best boy in the world, Haxley GV here, and today I'm joined by Paladrex, Jeffrey himself, and my mightiest woman. If you guys have to lead a new life, what would your new name be?
Are we doing this Shang-Chi style? So really terribly? Is that the plan?
Sure, why not?
All right.
What would you change your name?
Maya.
Maya. What about you, Jeffrey?
My name would be. This is actually kind of hard because I don't really know how I would change my name crudely. Let's say George.
George. Well, if I gotta go by Starbucks logic, I will either be Ashley or I'll be Axel, and they just assume the other letters are silent. I've had that happen one time. Someone thought it was Axel, and they asked me, the rest of the letters are silent, right? And I was like, that's like half of the letters. Why would half of them be silent?
What word has a silent Y? When has Y ever been silent?
Yo, I'm trying to think. I can't think of any.
I never heard the letter Y be silent.
Yo, I'm Googling it. Silent Y. Silent Y. Silent letter Y. Mayor.
Mayor? That's like kind of silent.
Peps.
What?
Prayer.
That's kind of silent. That's not really silent.
Islay. Those are the 4 English words that apparently have silent Ys.
Well, moving on. All of us saw Shang-Chi recently in theaters. So let's go over our thoughts and reviews. Starting off with a non-spoiler thoughts and reviews. Jeffrey, you seem ready with your Kung Fu.
Oh, you want me to give me the rating? I give this movie a solid 8.5 out of 10. It actually surpassed my expectations. So I was really excited. The beginning of the movie was like, it was cool and it was moving along. And I was like, all right, whatever. But like once the ball started rolling, it didn't fucking stop. And I loved it. It was a real martial arts movie. And I fucked with that part heavily. And my only main gripe was Awkwafina being in the movie, and she wasn't even that bad in the movie. So I was able to live with it.
Are you ready for mine?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
9.2.
Oh.
All right, so we're doing that. I changed my rating to a 9.
I was just trying to be humble. You're thinking 8 point something.
And I'm bumping it to 9, actually. I just wanted to be humble about it.
I am a fan of Awkwafina. She was fucking hilarious in this movie. But most of all, one of the formative films of my childhood was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And this movie fucking nailed so many of the fucking technical shit and kung fu shit they did in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. The fucking actual speaking Chinese properly was so good. And not to mention, it just was really fucking fun. It was funny. It was action filled. It was exactly what you need from an MCU movie. But
comic book movie.
But also, it did what Black Widow did not, which is it was a kung fu movie with superhero flair. And that's exactly what it needed to be. And it killed it. I did not have a lot of expectations for this movie. Kind of going in blind. Don't know a lot about Shang-Chi. But they fucking nailed it.
All right. I guess I am next. I would have to give this movie, since we're giving points, a number point, something number thing, I'm going to give it a 7.85.
I'll take it.
I thought the movie was highly enjoyable. I love the fighting choreography. I love the martial arts. I thought it was really funny. The chemistry with the cast, all that stuff. I just didn't care too much about the story. There are moments like, okay, that was kind of obvious. It was very simplistic at times. I still don't like how Marvel makes it. Their movies, it's almost formulaic because like the same thing's happening a lot of times. So like, it's really good for a Marvel movie, but like in terms of all movies, I gotta go like 7.85.
All
In
right.
terms of Marvel movies, it's definitely up there as like one of my favorites.
I would like to point out that most kung fu movies, which is what it was great, are very straightforward. So I was
Yeah.
okay with it being very straight.
Most kung fu movies are very simplistic. There were a lot of references and like moments that were very homage-ish, whatever the word is, to kung fu movies and movies that I grew up with. There was a moment that was very Rush Hour for me.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know exactly what moment you're talking about.
And I was fucking hyped at that moment. There were some moments that it was just a lot better. And yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to talk spoilers because I've got one real good joke that I'm ready to tell. And yeah,
One
All
last
right.
non-spoiler point that I'll make is that this movie by far probably has the best action sequences out of all the Marvel movies.
Yes.
I would
putting that
say
out
so,
there.
yes.
By far.
This movie did what Iron Fist wish it did. In terms of kung fu, like, oh my fucking god.
Oh, the combat in this was amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
All right. Entering our more spoiler reviews. On one thing I want to start off first. Maybe it's just me being a cranky old man, but how? What's the name of his dad again? It's not the Mandarin. Say what's.
I mean, he is
The Mandarin
Mandarin.
comic book character, but he said it's an orange. They made up that name just to be.
Yeah.
But they're going off. I just forget. But when
His
he
real
fought
name,
the
I
mom,
forget.
It was like Zhao something.
but when he fought the mom and they just fought and fell in love, it's like, is this all I gotta do to
Well, they
find
didn't just
a girlfriend?
fall in love.
I
They
mean,
Do I
didn't
just
just
need to
fall in
find
love.
someone in the street?
He started
mean-
to care for her then, but they didn't just fall in love. He kept coming back after that,
Yeah.
and then they fell in love, or she.
No, that first fight, they were having chemistry already. And at first I was like, oh, maybe this is she's been guarding this village of mythical creatures for thousands of years, so she's just a thirsty person. But no, there's a whole village of people.
No, I think what it was definitely is that, like, I think similar to like a lot of other things, you like martial artists do talk about how you can kind of sense who a person is by their fighting style, and that could have been the reason why. It was also just very kung fu movie, and that's why I kind of just looked past it.
That's honestly one of the reasons I really look, because like this is like something that happens all the time. It's kind of stupid.
I'm
And
a kung
maybe
fu
I'm just
movie
salty
fan,
as
so I'll
like a
take it.
forever single guy. I was
Damn
like,
it,
this
Haxley.
is all I need to find a girl.
All right,
Let's
Haxley,
go up
do
to
some
the
kung
street,
fu
beat
moves,
up
right? When you
people.
fall in love, okay, rewatch the movie, tell me your opinion. After that, when you fall in love and the woman falls in love with you and you guys did your kung fu together as a dance, gently in the woods. I want you to watch the movie again and tell me if you felt something different then.
All right, I'll let you know. But I was like, it's definitely not unless she said something, because he was a terrible person before, and after she died, he went back to being a terrible person.
He did go immediately back to being a terrible person.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Less so present there, but he just wanted his girl back. But like after that,
Yeah, cool motive, still murder, as my fiance likes to say about a lot of things. But yeah, no. There was a lot of things really good. I thought that bus sequence was fucking great.
amazing.
I loved one of my favorite characters was Aquafina's grandmother. She was fucking hilarious. I loved that, like, Katie and Sean were both like, and Katie and Sean were both just like valet drivers who partied and they didn't care. I love that Wong finally got his due.
Wong was great.
Yeah.
Wong was great in the movie.
Have we moved to that part of the story to talk about the whole Fight Club scene?
Yeah, let's talk about it, because that's kind of like, so Sean and Katie get attacked on a bus, and Sean's like, oh, I'm not who you thought I was. It explains his whole backstory to Katie in like 2 sentences. And they fly to China to go to a fight club.
Well, people are next to them. He tells a life story.
Yeah.
I will say Aquafina's character was I was just calling her by her name. Katie's character was great. She was actually a solid friend, right? And most in Hollywood, they don't really know how to write friends to relationship well. So it was nice to see like they have history. Katie's very ride or die, and he's very ride or die for her. And like they didn't end up together, but it was building up throughout the movie, and it was just nice to see.
Yeah, that was honestly
without
one of my
overtaking
favorite.
the movie.
That was one of my favorite things from the movie is that I left feeling like, wow, they actually did a platonic relationship from opposite sexes or genders or what. Well, and usually the heteronormativity that Hollywood doesn't know how to do that. To the point that, a lot of things are queer coded in films and people are like, oh no, those people are just best friends. It's like, nah, because if you saw two straight people doing that, you would say that they were together.
Like that, I did enjoy their friendship. Like it was.
To be honest, can I say I was actually quite surprised that they did not do this in the movie. I thought Sean was going to reveal his mission was to kill Katie's granddad, and he felt bad and been watching over her. That's what I thought happened. I was quite surprised they didn't do that.
Yeah, I think that would have been too on the nose, even for this movie that was very straightforward with its plot.
That's why I thought that's what was going to happen, because like so far this movie seemed very straightforward on the nose. I was like, I bet Sean killed her granddad, and he just felt bad, and that's when he left home.
No, he's not Bucky Barnes.
What else was there? Abomination isn't necessarily a bad guy. That was a very interesting thing.
Like he's grown or something, right? Like
him and Wong are cool.
We saw him and Wong have a fight in this fight club, and then after their fight, they're in the back. Wong offers him like a drink. They're talking about fighting. Like it seemed like maybe they rigged the fight. I don't know, or they're just training partners. They decided to train there, and then he opens a portal, and they both walk into there. So it's like, are Wong and Abomination work together?
I mean, maybe it's even like Abomination is somebody who has had some growth off camera. Although technically the Incredible Hulk is not canon anymore, I think.
I mean, isn't it? So we have Thunderbolt Ross, right? And the What If episode was the Incredible Hulk.
You're right. So I guess it is canon. But maybe it's like he's had some growth and just is a backup plan for Wong to have in his back pocket. For
like one thing,
they are done with the Hulk. It looks like so. I'm gonna.
One thing I was wondering was like, does this tie to the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers? Like, is Wong also part of it and helping out?
I hope not. Because I like Wong, and I don't want to have to not like Wong.
if anything, maybe he doesn't know about it or been lied to. Like, damn, we were loving her like when Black Widow came up. I can't remember her name.
Oh, Florence Pugh's character,
Yelena.
Yes.
Yelena.
Yeah. Maybe he's being tricked a bit, and that's how he's involved. Because I can see Abomination being part of it, and maybe like, hey Wong, we need help forming another team like the Avengers.
Yeah.
And Wong being a good guy, I was like, I'll help be a hero.
That really hurts. You want me to show you?
But yeah, so we had that little scene in the Fight Club.
I did enjoy the dad in this movie a lot. The Mandarin, just because I forgot his real name.
Yeah,
I enjoyed him a lot. He was like an actual he was actually interesting as a character.
Yeah, he was a very interesting villain. He was somebody that you could sympathize with, but you could also see all of his flaws out in the open that made him easy to be like, no, you can't do this.
Like when he walked up after in the Fight Club, when he showed up and he said, I told them that they would not be able to beat you even if they tried their hardest. I'm glad to see it. I was right. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really touching. Like the dad genuinely cared for them. Like even when like they ran away again, he was like, they'll come back once I bring their mother back.
He was
Like,
still abusive. He was still.
yeah, he's still abusive and shit like that, but he was still he was a touching character. I did enjoy
I don't know if he was caring about them or if he was just overconfident in his ability to train them.
It seemed like he was caring about his family, but he went about it the wrong way, which is still abuse. Like, you can still care about your family and be abusive. It's weird that you can be that, but you technically can be that. I think that the most interesting thing about his character was honestly the fact that he gave up his rings and had aged so much because of their mother for the like 10 years that it was. And then like the thing that bothered me the most was probably the fact that deep down he blamed his 10-year-old son for his wife's death.
I don't know if he actually blamed him. I think he just, like, in that moment was trying to dig at him because he was sitting there being like on this like high horse talking about, you made me a killer, you made him that. And so he's like, all right, so you want to blame me? Well, when your mother died, you just sat there.
Well, yeah, he was 10.
Which, yeah, no, a very reasonable explanation. Don't get me wrong. For anyone else, very reasonable. I feel like that was a more like, oh yeah, you want to make me the bad guy? How about this kind of situation?
Yeah,
abusive. Before he even started training.
He's like,
yeah, no, I really liked a lot about this movie. I thought that the way they did magic was very cool. You know, they did airbending better than M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh yeah, 100% better than that.
The best aspect of this movie is I got a fucking dragon.
Yeah. When they actually got to Talo, I definitely was like, when they got to Talo, I definitely was like, oh, we found the airbending temple.
A couple nine tails along the way.
No Rollins.
I do like that they took a lot of mythology and just made it.
Yeah, real. Like I think they're Kirams, the little deer things.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what the lion things were called.
Yeah, they pulled straight from a lot of Chinese mythos and did it really well. Kudos to the director for doing that.
The aunt was cool. Awkwafina was great. I do like that her strife is that she's just like, oh, anything she does, she gets bored with because she gets too good at it quickly. Which is why she's a valet driver.
Yeah, because she's a badass valet driver.
And I do like how like they're like, all right, you're the designated driver throughout the movie.
That was probably the best part about that like opening sequence of scenes was her being like, oh, I'll take it slow. Nah. And he's just white knuckling it the entire way.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the return of Trevor?
Oh, so good. So good. Well done, Ben Kingsley.
Redeeming himself with his acting.
Even talking about how the role was problematic in the movie.
I appreciated so much from that. So much from that plot point.
It was one of those things that Marvel has a chance of doing, considering how long the movies have been out, of making the worst movies of their catalog better by including these details down the line.
Yeah, I think even we saw a guy glowing red, like from the extremist virus or whatever.
Yeah, it was very well done.
I do appreciate, at least for how the movie ends, it doesn't explain too much, especially about the 10 rings. So like the Shang-Chi storyline can continue on. Though it does look like it's going to be setting up something else in the Marvel universe. I don't know what, but something else.
Yeah, I like that at the end of the credits, they were like, the 10 rings will come back, because usually it's the hero's name will come back. But they were like, no, the 10 rings will come back. Because obviously Shang-Chi will be back. Like, we know the heroes will be back at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has to
but
deal
they
with his
directly,
sister.
He's just immediately an Avenger, which I kind of appreciate, rather than trying to find a way to explain how he became an Avenger.
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, we need to talk to you because something's up with these. That's it. And
Like-
bring your friend.
And bring your friend.
Well, why not the rest of the table? I don't know, but I guess Wong knows that friend was involved.
I'm sure Wong knows.
Yeah, I'm sure he happened to see through magic or some shit. Or
Anyone
maybe
wanna
he
say
was
anything?
listening to the story before he even showed up on screen.
He was just like,
Hey.
very interesting. We should look into this.
Yeah.
I thought the post-credit scene was going to be Doctor Strange and Wong. It was very interesting to see that it was like Captain Marvel and Hulk.
Captain Marvel with long hair, and Hulk is no longer Professor Hulk.
He's just
Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Which was
So-
interesting.
Seems like a good amount of time has passed since the events of Endgame to Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Or maybe, he was just in a small enough space that it was easier to be Bruce Banner and not the Hulk.
I didn't know he could just change back anymore. I thought he made like a thing to combine them.
And they're like, he just
No.
has complete control over it.
Yeah, he just has the whole thing. Was
He
that
just likes
has-
being Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could be Hulk all the time, wouldn't you be?
I don't know.
Super strong, but still just as smart and in control. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I don't like the attention. Maybe if I'm Banner, I don't get people asking for autographs.
No, you still get people asking for autographs. They know what Banner looks like. Banner was famous before the Hulk happened.
Touche, possibly.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I feel like they did a lot of things really well in this movie.
The sister was done great. I like how she thought is like, yeah, you left me there for like 6 years, and like every chance she could get to like just get a little revenge in, no matter how petty it was, she did.
like the leaving when they were attacked at the fight club.
Yeah,
then she comes
leaving when
back.
they were attacked at the nightclub, knocking Sam out, Shang out, while leaving the fight initially after realizing it's Shang. It's like every little bit she was like, "You left me, you
Yeah.
left me, you left me." I'm gonna make sure you know that.
It was very sibling.
Yeah, petty enough,
Petty enough, but you can tell there was just a tinge of love.
Which reminds me to the one scene I really enjoyed in the movie is where Shang is trying to interrogate the one masked team member, and he's like, "Tell me why he wants it." Then she just immediately comes and smacks him down.
He's like, did America make you soft?
I was like, I don't know. I thought as like people trained, we would know that information is also very important.
Well, she wasn't trained. She self-taught herself.
Yeah.
You would think as someone who self-taught herself as running a successful business, she would know. It's always good to have information about people.
Nah,
I think
she-
she's just lived off her strength. It's all good. She's still
What are we
undefeated in her arena.
I want to ask, what were you guys' thoughts on Morris?
Morris was great.
Morris is great.
Adorable.
You can get plushes of him at Target. Not
Oh, he's
sponsored,
already
but,
plushies?
Yeah.
All right. Target, if you want a sponsor, Mai knows everything you guys have in your toy aisle, at least.
No, I just knew that.
Don't tell them this.
But I will wear
You gotta
red.
sell
to
yourself
every
up.
single. I'll wear red to every single podcast recording if you sponsor us. Subliminal messaging
So you just be wearing your spider suit.
or something.
All right. Anything else we want to say about Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings?
Like I said, man, I don't know. This is definitely up there in terms of Marvel movies for me. I actually wasn't expecting it to be this great.
Yeah.
And it highly surpassed my expectations.
Yeah, that's I guess one thing I want to mention. When it was first announced, honestly, when Phase 4 was announced, the only movie I think I cared about were Doctor Strange and Ant-Man. Everything else on the lineup, I really wasn't planning on watching or even cared about till we started doing the show and we had to start watching all these shows and movies.
This
Yeah.
movie I cared about. I mostly cared about Eternals though. That was my
You cared about
Oh,
Eternals.
I'm excited for Eternals.
Yeah.
Before trailer wise, I think I wanted to see Shang-Chi more than Eternals, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the trailers came out, I think I did enjoy the Shang-Chi trailer more than Eternals trailer. But
I'm so excited for Eternals. We're gonna be seeing that for my fiance's birthday because it comes out on her birthday. So if we
Which
want to
is,
do anything, we can definitely do November
which is
5th.
when?
November 5th.
November. Okay, I was like, is
Yeah.
it next month?
No. She is 7 months younger than me to the day.
Okay.
So
Okay. November. You have to
yeah.
watch Eternals and whatever else comes out. We'll figure out our lineup for stuff we're doing
Well,
then.
not Let There Be Carnage, because that's not coming out ever if they keep pushing it back. It's getting the Black Widow treatment at this point.
I don't know. I think when I check the box office stuff, Shang-Chi's doing pretty well. So I think that's a good sign that they won't push it back anymore. I think they think people are ready to go to the theaters.
Yeah, that is definitely what I'm thinking too. That was definitely one of the big things we were thinking, right?
Yeah, that they moved Venom back because they want to know if people are ready. Because like advertisement's expensive, and if you're advertising and then you see movies aren't doing well, you just wasted a lot of money.
I don't know, because so here's the thing, right? Shang-Chi, less than Black Widow.
Less than Black Widow. I thought it was doing pretty well worldwide and everything.
It was, but domestic box office is 71.4 and Black Widow was at 80. So that tells me that they might start putting things back on streaming services and doing movie theaters at the same time.
Okay.
Just because they're gonna make more money that opening weekend.
To be well, I hit L like it was on touchdown. To be fair, Shang-Chi is a lesser known character though. Like
That
by a lot.
is
Black
true.
Widow's a dead character.
Yeah,
Yeah, but she still has like a bigger following than Shang-Chi. Like
that's true. Even as like a comic book reader, I didn't know who Shang-Chi was.
Exactly.
I think Shang-Chi had started his comic book for the first time since the 70s. It's like he hasn't had his own solo book in a long time.
Exactly. So he's practically brand new. Like he was Black Widow was going to outsell him regardless. And you can see it's not even by that crazy of a margin. Large margin, but not that crazy.
The global total is estimated to be 127.6 million. So not that much.
How much did Shang-Chi cost? Because I don't think it was an expensive movie either. So I think money-wise, they at least made a good amount, right?
Opening weekend for Black Widow was 219 million. So right now it's about half the goal. Yeah, they're putting stuff back on streaming services for sure because they lost a ton of money.
Yeah, I guess we wouldn't be surprised if in like the next week or two it'll be on Premier Access instead of the 45 days they initially said.
The budget for Shang-Chi was 150 million.
So they're still like 50 million off.
Black Widow's was 200 million. So Black Widow still outdid their budget. Like that's gonna be looked at. And Black Widow was considered a like fail box office wise, even with that much money.
Well, you said it only just made it, like right? It cost 200 million
for opening weekend.
Opening weekend, okay.
Yeah, for opening weekend it beat budget. So I definitely think that we could see things going back to being on premiere release from Disney, just because they are making more money that way.
Yeah, maybe. My theater, I thought was. I don't know, my theater still was pretty packed, if I recall.
We had like a total of 20 people in our theater.
Oh, okay.
So you saw it in the afternoon, nighttime.
I saw it in the at the 1 p.m. showing.
We saw it at the 1 p.m. on a Friday, but like a Friday of a 4-day weekend. So you would think people would be seeing it, especially with school not being in session yet.
Your schools are not in session?
Labor Day hasn't happened yet.
Okay. The schools in Maryland are after Labor Day? Okay.
So are Virginia.
No, they've been in school for like a couple of weeks now.
Oh, they must have changed that recently. When we were growing up, it was Labor Day.
I thought it was later. They started school before my birthday, which I thought was really weird because like the buses were back.
Yeah, when we were kids, it was the Tuesday after Labor Day we started.
Yeah. So my birthday was Wednesday. So school started that Monday, August 23rd, I guess.
Yeah, that's like 2 weeks earlier, 2-3 weeks earlier than usual. Regardless, you would think it would have more people in it with it being a 4-day weekend.
I mean, I don't know how it is for Maryland, but are they? I think they're off Tuesday and for Monday and Tuesday for Labor Day, right? Here in Virginia, at least.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not
No,
Monday.
I think
it's
just Monday.
Yeah.
But like adults usually are like, oh, it's Labor Day weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. I'm going to take Friday off too, so I can have
I mean,
they might do a teacher's workday the Friday before.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking. I always thought teacher workdays were Monday was the holiday, teacher workday Tuesday.
No, it's usually
on a Friday.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm misremembering things. Like that doesn't sound right when I went to school.
But yeah,
expect Shang-Chi on Disney Plus probably in 2 weeks because they need to make more money.
Yeah, they're literally missing almost 100 million in comparison to Black Widow.
I'm not surprised. I love this a lot more than Black Widow.
Yeah, this was way better than Black Widow.
Even from the trailers, I thought this would be better than Black Widow.
Black Widow, I was hoping it would be better because of Taskmaster, and it just disappointed me.
A blood dip has to be played in blood.
I still want to know who he killed because he said he killed someone.
And I still feel like it's Katie's. He killed.
Yeah, it was the guy that killed his mom.
Yeah, but we never saw. I was like, I still feel like that was Katie's grandpa.
I don't think so.
He seemed very sorry. It's like I feel like they must have had that in the script and they decided to cut it.
He was sorry because he was a murderer. He wasn't sorry because he killed somebody near to her. He was sorry because he lied to her about killing someone earlier. Like,
I don't know.
That's more than enough reason to be.
I feel like Katie should have maybe thought that he might have killed someone when he kicked people out of the bus. It's like there's a chance that at least one of them got run over.
Yeah, no, I mean a good chunk of those people did die.
Yeah, but that's self-defense.
A good chunk of those people did die blatantly. Especially the guy who got hit by a motorcycle, I think.
Again, self-defense.
No, that is self-defense. But a good chunk of those people did 100% die.
Yeah, but like to straight up murder somebody, that's a little different. To straight up assassinate somebody, that's a little different than self-defense murder. Most people view self-defense murder as like, well, shit, you had no other choice, versus assassination murder, which is just like, well, shit, that's just fucked up.
Yeah.
So, to put it in the lamest terms I can.
But they were getting ready for war against their dad. I'm sure they're expecting to at least murder some more people.
Yeah, but again, it's war. It's war. People view that differently.
And I did like how they ended the movie with them telling their friends about their adventure.
Yeah, that was great. And then
you know what hit?
Like, oh, you're just fucking with me.
You know what hurt the most? Realizing that I am like older than them.
Get used to it, buddy.
Am I older than them? I might be older than them.
You're not older than the guy that plays Shang-Chi or Aquafina.
I'm not talking about actor-wise, but I think because the characters are set further in the future, I guess, technically still, right?
Characters are like 20, like late 20s, mid 20s. Because like Aquafina went to grad school already and is now a valet driver.
Yeah, she did graduate honors from grad.
Yeah, so like
they're like definitely late 20s.
Yeah, they're around our age.
They're older than me.
Which is great because, like, we're the people that grew up with the MCU at this point.
I think during the timeline, it was like Simu was born in 1996.
That's hard to say.
I thought it was like a flashback 1996 and then the baby.
I think he was a child in 1996, and they just explained that really poorly. I think that was one thing I did notice in the movie, that the timelining for the ages was really weird. I did not understand how old he was supposed to be.
I don't know. When I saw 1996 and stuff, I was like, is that when he's born? Is he younger than me and my brother?
But it's still plausible that he's 26.
Yeah. But that's to take account that they weren't blimped and missing 5 years of their life.
They could have been blipped. You are right.
Which would technically make them older.
I don't even know if Aquafina went to grad school because she said she had an honorary degree. You don't have to go to school for an honorary degree.
True.
True. But it seemed like they were late 20s with just the way that they, or mid to late 20s at least.
That's like one thing I thought was weird. Like, why does she have an honorary degree in English from like Berkeley? I think they said.
Yeah,
I was like,
Berkeley.
you usually have to be someone really famous to get an honorary degree. That's just something like, hey, you never went to this school, but we want to get you this degree just for recognition to say you're an alumni.
Well, she is a genius in her own right. She's just not applied.
Yes, that's true. But I still just found it weird how she has an honorary degree, and I think the Hulk has 5 honorary degrees. Like, how many honorary degrees? How many fake degrees are you gonna get? I feel like the MCU just gives out honorary degrees.
No, they might.
All right. Anything else we have to say about Shang-Chi before we end the show?
No.
No, that's that really.
All right.
A hell of a movie. I enjoyed it. We all
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
It was really
We
fun.
all enjoyed it. I gave it the lowest score out of all of us at 7.85. I enjoyed it the most at 9.2.
Yeah.
I still highly recommend go seeing it. It's just like not a spectacular film, but it's definitely fun and pleasurable, and it does its job as a Disney movie.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a
It's-
Disney movie. That's one thing I appreciated about it.
Yeah, it didn't it didn't feel as tropey as
The
MCU
other
movies.
MCU films.
Yeah.
Well, as
Definitely-
as a Disney movie is.
Yeah.
Is mainly.
Definitely might be in my top 5 out of the 8 Marvel movies I've ever seen.
If they continue on to make it where these movies are this with comic book element, I will definitely be a fan of where the MCU is going.
Yeah, if they keep genre bending correctly.
Yeah.
I think that's the important thing. Like, people need to understand that just because it's based on a comic doesn't mean it one particular thing.
Yeah.
I forget. I saw someone say something about a movie they're doing. It's like, oh, this is not like a comic book movie. It's like this, but it has comic book characters. And it's like, yeah, but comic books are just a medium. They're very versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people hear superhero and automatically assume it's going to be like a Superman film or a Spider-Man film, even though those feel very different at times. Like it's just a form. It's more of a subgenre than anything. Superhero films are no longer just a genre. It is now a subgenre.
But go out, watch Shang-Chi, support the film, and then maybe post on social media you doing martial arts.
Yeah.
I'll be joining you guys later. I'll try and learn to use eskrima sticks. Try and learn to fight and everything for you, Jeffrey, and I'll get back to you on that.
All right, bet.
And that is our show. Go ahead and like, subscribe if you enjoyed this. Leave a comment if you have anything to say for us to respond to. Take care, everyone. We appreciate it.